Hi, it's Willie. For my book project, I did Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men. So, No Country for Old Men is set in 1980s Western Texas. The story takes place around a guy called Leland. So, Leland goes on a hunting trip and he comes across these trucks. So, he goes and investigates. And when he's investigating, he finds $2 million worth of cash and a lot of heroin. So, Leland being the guy that he is, takes the $2 million, and this ends up getting him in a lot of trouble. He ends up getting, chased by the cartel, by a hired hitman, a psychopath, and of course the police officers. And I, enjoyed the book and the movie, but I'm gonna be real here and just say that the movie was more entertaining than the book, but there are quite a lot of discrepancies between the book and the movie, so I would read the book first and then watch the movie. A lot of stuff is missing from the movie, which is, pretty common. So, yeah, the book was enjoyable, and I would recommend reading it if you have the time, but the book is pretty confusing at times. What happens is that it jumps between chapters, and these. So one chapter you could be reading about this police officer. It's told from the first person, from the police officer's point of view, and then it's gonna go back to third person where it's talking about Leland and what's going on there. So, and it's also confusing, I guess, in the sense of, how it's written. It's written without quotation marks, so you can, not know if people are, thinking in their heads or talking out loud for sections of the book, which I found quite frustrating. But besides that, yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. So now I'm gonna leave you to a little clip I made. Thank you.
Leland, what's in the case?
It's full of money.
Yeah, that'll be the day. Leland, what are you doing?
Dress.
Where are you going?
Out.
But where are you going?
Okay, listen up. I'm gonna go, and you ain't gonna stop me.
Well, I don't want you to go.
Well, I don't care what you think, because I'm gonna go anyway, so why don't you just be quiet?
I hate you, Leland.
Well, is that so? I guess I'll just have to teach you a lesson.
Leland, stop it! Stop, Leland! Stop it!
Peanuts in the morning, peanuts in the evening, peanuts at supper time. When peanuts is on a bagel, you can eat peanuts anytime.
Peanuts Bagel Bites. Bite-sized peanuts is unwholesome little bagel.
It's the Harry Dick Show, live from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Hello, it's Harry Dick. Today I'm going to be interviewing Fook Yu from the University of Western Kentucky.
Oh, hello. I know speak the English good. No, I'm just kidding, sir. It's an honor to be here.
Okay, Mr. Yu, it's great to have you here. So, as you know, we're here to ask you a few questions about Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first question we have for you, Mr. Yu, is
After reading No Country for Old Men, I noticed some common themes. The first and most obvious one is don't do something without thinking it through, or don't do something you might regret. This can be brought down to where Leland discovers the case, and of course he finds the trucks with the cocaine and stuff, but Leland being the guy, he didn't think it through, and of course he just grabbed that case with the $2 million, and he didn't think it through, and he ended up getting chased by the police and the cartel.
Thank you, Mr. Yu.
Well, you're welcome.
Mr. Yu, would you consider No Country for Old Men to be a classic?
Pass.
Okay then, Mr. Yu, I'm gonna need you to connect No Country for Old Men to what we've learned in humanities.
Damn. That's a tough one.
Don't worry about it, Mr. Yu. We can just skip to the last question and end the interview here if that's what you really want.
No, fine. I'll just do it. From the 4 books that we read in humanities, I was able to notice some clear differences between what I read in class and what I read at home for independent reading. So the first thing that I noticed was pretty much the clear lack of quotation marks inside of No Country for Old Men. There were none at all. And I think that's kind of Cormac McCarthy's no writing style, because I'm reading All the Pretty Horses right now, and there are no quotation marks in that book too. So, whereas, in every other book we read in humanities, there were quotation marks. Another thing that I noticed was how that in the books that we read in humanities, the books were either told in first person or third person, and that stayed consistent throughout the book. But in No Country for Old Men, what happened was that you read a chapter set in third person, either like following Leland or following one of the other main characters, and then after you were done with that chapter, it would move on to another chapter where you followed this police officer called Officer Bell. And the thing is with Officer Bell, he was a really likable character. He like a nice guy. He just wanted to, bring justice and stuff. But, not like the bad justice, not like, yeah, I'm going to bring justice. I'm going to beat you up. Not that type of justice, right? So he kind of really reminded me of Rahim Khan in the sense that, Officer Bell is out there to look after the people, and Rahim Khan is out there to look after Amir. Reading No Country for Old Men definitely gave me a better understanding of what I might see in the future, where you kind of get these, jumps between perspectives and these different writing styles where you don't really know what was going on. The first time I kind of had that perspective jump, I completely had no idea what was going on in the book. I thought, I was about to drop the book right there, but you should read the whole thing through. It's pretty entertaining.
Thank you for that, Mr. Yu. So out of all of the books that we've read this year, which one do you think is the most similar to No Country for Old Men?
I would definitely say that Things Fall Apart is the most similar to No Country for Old Men, because that is exactly what happens in No Country for Old Men. Things fall apart. So, in the case of Okonkwo. So Okonkwo was definitely one of these higher ranking guys in the clan. I guess you could say he was a well respected guy. He had a few wives and kids. So I wouldn't say Leland's life was good before he found the case, but I mean he was living in a trailer park in Western Texas, so I don't know if that's living the good life. But shit definitely gets worse after he discovers the case. So in the case of Okonkwo, it's really the death of Ikenofuda and stuff just going downhill from there with the arrival of the Europeans and his banishment from the first town. I already forgot its name because I haven't looked at that book for 3 months now, at least. But and then in No Country for Old Men, discovering the case, and then he ends up getting chased by the cartel and the police. I would also say that the writing styles are similar in the sense that they generally follow this one character and his journeys, as he progresses throughout the book. And it kind of describes what this guy's going through, what's going through his head. I guess another thing you could say is that an overarching theme throughout the two books is shit happens.
Well, thank you. Fook you.
I'm sorry?
Fook you.
What did you just say? Well, fook you too! I went through all this work to do an interview, and this is how you treat me? Damn, you got no respect. I'm out of here.
Well, sorry about that, guys. I guess that'll be the end of this show.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like John C.